today's video about the protein diet and what we can learn from bodybuilders, because bodybuilders they are pumping the muscular mass, and for seniors it is also a big problem to not to lose muscle mass and to keep your body healthy. So as always, I propose to download presentation and sound and text, the links in the description, so just click on it. Why? Because you will get the sources, you will get access to sources and to links, and you can read it, you can understand it better. And also my pronunciation may be not perfect, so I'm not sure that following my video is the best way, or maybe combine it. Watch the video and also download the presentation. Okay, so what I want to tell about today, it is again about the importance of the diet. It is, of course, the diet will not provide us eternal life. It will not give us rejuvenation. Rejuvenation is just next step, next development of the science. But it is very important step because without this healthy diet, without to keep our body healthy, we cannot get rejuvenation. So our health is 80% dependent on our diet and only 20% on stress, sleep and physical activity. And as I have explained many times before, there is no alternatives to the carnivore diet in old age if you want to live long. Otherwise, the production of hormones and the digestive enzymes drops sharply. Immunity decreases, muscle mass and bone density decrease, and cognitive abilities deteriorate sharply, but the level of chronic inflammation of tissues increasing, chronic diseases of senile degeneration of the body develop, and number of zombie cells is rising up. Toxins in the blood accumulate, and in the serum accumulate, and the development of tissue fibrosis is accelerated due to cross-linking of collagen fibers by sugar molecules. Okay, I was already mentioned before that level of protein intake with food in old age should not fall below 1.6 gram per kilo of body weight. In terms of dry proteins means you have to calculated numbers, calculated protein, multiply about 6, so to get a amount of red meat or fish to consume per day. But it is again better to bring protein intake to 2 gram per kilo, and even above nothing will happen, only better, only health will be improved. So please watch my videos, and at the same time it is necessary to improve digestion of proteins, because in older age we have problems to digest proteins, and we have to work with digestion of proteins and to reduce the production of toxins in the colon, because we are getting problem in older age that the proteins getting rotten in the colon and produce a lot of toxins, and all this chain of toxin accumulation and chronic inflammation develops. So explosive increase in the number of zombie cells in older age is the cause of a decrease in metabolic rate, general weakness, depression, and ultimately death from toxins that zombie cells produce. Again, as I told you, that a big problem in older age that you are losing metabolism rate, and you are losing energy, and you are not able, you just feeling yourself weak and lazy, and then why? Because number of zombie cells is great, and they produce toxins, and this also together with toxin from the colon, and then you just, maybe you want to live longer, but you just cannot force yourself to do something. So this is why this diet should be combined with the senolytics, and senolytics give you this improvement of the endurance, improvement of your energy. So it is again, but diet is very, very much important. I have already mentioned in my videos that zombie cells are similar in metabolism to cancer cells. Like cancer cells, zombie cells are hyperactive in production of proteins, but they use glucose as an energy source. Moreover, they produce this lactic acid from glucose, so they make all the tissue acidic. And again, it results in low metabolic rate and inflammation, etc., etc. Therefore, lowering and stabilizing blood glucose level reduces both the activity of cancer cells in tumor growth and spreading, and as well as activity of zombie cells in the production of pro-inflammatory signaling molecules SASP, senescent associated secretive phenotype. And when following the carnivore diet, fatty acids are the main source of energy for the body, and glucose, we need some glucose for functioning of the brain, but it is produced in the liver from fat, from glycerin. So the fat get decomposed to glycerin and fatty acids. Fatty acid is used in muscles and even in liver also to produce ketonic body. But glycerin is used to produce some amount of glucose, but low level, not much. Enough, but it's just enough to keep our brain functioning well. Unfortunately, the recommendation of the mainstream medicine and dietitians suggest limiting protein intake in older age to 0.8 gram per kilo, and they recommend to increase the intake of fruits and vegetables. Why they do it? It's again, they completely don't understand the science. It's amazing how wrong they are, because but there is some sense in it, because if you combine protein with carbohydrates, if you eat just normal standard American diet or even European diet, not French, but like some English diet, chips and fish, then what is happening? The protein is not digested, and it gets to your colon and produce toxins. So in this sense, vegetarians and then especially vegans who reduce amount of protein dramatically, they have some improvement for a while. So a number of toxins which are coming from colon is reduced, and they're feeling better. But it is not for long. Again, this just your body cannot sustain the health with a low amount of protein. Again, these recommendations of low protein intake, they do not take into account the body need for protein, for hormone and enzyme production, and for the immune system to function. This leads to decline in health and easy to die from infections. So it is wrong. It is absolutely wrong. It is a way to keep people sick. Business is business. The medicine is business. If people are healthy, like myself, I never ask a physician, and last 20 years I was not visiting physician. I'm healthy, and pharmaceutical companies they cannot make any money with me. Okay, then also it is not taken into account that increased level of glucose in the blood leads to accelerated degradation of the body. It is not surprising that those elderly people who follow such official recommendations suffer not only from the development of sarcopenia, but also from impaired digestion and sharp weakening of the immune system. Moreover, again, I heard that, like my mother tell me that a physician advised her to consume small portions of food, and like 8 times a day eat a little portions, that it is healthy. It is absolutely not healthy. She got a big problem with it, and again we will go through this, and it makes me sick. This doctor, so-called specialist. I am a physicist, not physician, but I understand it much better. Okay, then so to improve health and increase life expectancy, it is absolutely necessary to follow accumulated experience of all of the old school of bodybuilders. They in experiment they were interested to keep a healthy body and to increase body weight. I mean, not to get obese, but to get higher muscle mass. And then we have to take this experience and adjust it for the need to ensure regular detoxification and activation of the autophagy process. That is self-cleaning of cells from accumulated debris and damaged organelles. So we will talk about this again. But let's look. I believe the best diet of the old school bodybuilders, it is the so-called protein diet to build muscles. It was developed in 50s, long before steroids were used, and then in 60s it was already implemented, and the best bodybuilders are following this diet. The name of the diet, protein, is actually misnomer, as it is diet. It is includes a relatively high fat content. So it is actually protein only like about 30% in calories counting. The rest of energy you're getting from fat. But it is protein because you focused on protein consumption. And the author of the diet, Vince Gironda, he was born in 1917, died aged 81. Again, this diet will not extend your longevity, but will keep you healthy. Yeah. So he pointed out that if you want to maximize protein absorption, you must include fat in every protein meat. So it is actually automatically, because any meat you eat or eggs, they have this necessary amount of fat. This diet is low in carbohydrates, as their contribution to muscle growth is minimal. The athlete was supposed to eat 2-3 times a day and take a dietary supplement with amino acids and dried beef liver tablets between meals every 3 hours. Okay, here we have that's a special adjustment for bodybuilders, that they consume amino acids and to keep this mTOR functioning, so to keep your body building muscles. And in order of quality, protein sources are ranked in following order: eggs, dairy products, meat, fish, and poultry. Plant proteins are eliminated from this diet. Absolutely no plant proteins. Animal fats and above all saturated fat from beef, but also some unsaturated fats from eggs and fish are the building blocks for testosterone production. This is Gironda, Vince Gironda. He was in his like 42, 43. He was looking like this. Absolutely healthy. Compare it with these bodybuilders of our age. Completely different, because in our time bodybuilders consume a lot of steroids and they are getting really the muscle mass, but they are damaging the health. Here we have healthy body with minimum fat. Increased intake of cholesterol is not a problem, as in opposite to this physicians that they say cholesterol is bad. Cholesterol is good, since our body must produce at least 1 gram of cholesterol per day, and even eating 7 grams of cholesterol per day with food did not lead to problems in the level of lipoproteins in the blood. So low density lipoproteins can go up, but it is not a problem at all. It is not the lipoproteins, high level of lipoproteins is a problem, but problem is the increased level of free triglycerides. Triglycerides, it is fat molecules. Then it is fat in the blood. If fat in the blood, so we have some fat in our lymphatic system, but it is okay. But if it goes to blood, this is really a bad sign. And this occurs as a result of high consumption of sugar and carbohydrates, not from fat consumption. So that is, animal fats can be harmful to the body only in combination with large amount of sugar and carbohydrates in food. A low carb diet high in animal fats has never increased the risk of heart disease, never made your body sick. It is the most healthy diet for humans. Another advantage of consuming animal fats as a source of energy is that they are burning slowly, that they can maintain a high metabolic rate for long period of times, like 6 hours. And if people are already adapted to the ketogenic diet, it will help to burn the accumulated fat, the visceral fat. So it will make you healthy. In addition, the diet also, Vince Gironda argued that protein and carbohydrates are incompatible because they are digested in different environments. I already talking about this in my videos, okay? Namely, an acidic environment is required for digestion of protein and alkaline environment for the digestion of carbohydrates. Therefore, the combined use will lead to incomplete digestion of both, and undigested protein residues will serve as food for pathogenic microorganisms that produce toxins in the colon. This is why people are getting sick. If you follow standard diet, if you combine carbohydrates and proteins, you poisoning your body, you produce toxins, you're not digesting proteins. In young age, acidity is very high, and it is probably okay. But again, even in younger age, I would recommend to stay on carnivore diet and or at least separate carbohydrates and proteins so that they will be not mixed in the stomach. And the protein has to be digested in very acidic environment. So bird eggs are the best source of protein, as I said, and the fats in the yolk are used to produce hormones and to stimulate muscle growth. By the amount of essential amino acids, and in particular lysine proteins in dairy products are second only to eggs. They contain a complete set of necessary amino acids. Additionally, cow's milk also contains substances that promote the production of growth hormone, natural production, no injection. And as we know, the production of growth hormone decreases in older age, and we know that there was again my video that injections of growth hormone together with metformin and DHEA help to rejuvenate the body of some elders. even if you keep standard diet, it helps. But so much more if you keep healthy diet, and then you probably naturally produce the growth hormone. And again, we discussed it before. And again, despite the fact that chicken breasts are considered as an important source of protein for athletes, Vince Gironda was not a big fan of chicken and fish in the diet. Vince recommended that if an athlete wants to eat chicken, he must make sure that it has been raised without hormones and antibiotics. Unfortunately, the use of commercially produced chicken meat can lead to the consumption of low quality protein, antibiotics, and unhealthy omega-6 unsaturated fats, which can weaken the athlete. Regarding fish, Vince recommended eating such fish that are free of high level of mercury and other toxins, and red meat was always the author's favorite food. In addition to being high in protein, beef is high in phosphorus. Finally, red meat is essential for the production of red blood cells. Therefore, athletes were advised to consume up to 1 kilo of red meat a day. And Vince Gironda justified the refusal to eat fruits and vegetables by the fact that some tribes in Africa, like Maasai people, and some Indian tribes in North America, for centuries were following the diet consisting exclusively of animal products, pardon me, such as meat, organs, and milk, but at the same time they had a healthy body without chronic diseases to very old age. Check about the Maasai. Again, some misinformation is present that average longevity of the Maasai people is like 40 years. It is because they have high death rate among children. because they live in very not very good hygiene, and of course, but again, it is probably better because the weak persons are just selected out, and only strong and kids survive. Again, it's our moral probably is would consider it is like not inappropriate, but we need some selection. We need some selection. If again, if abortion is accepted in our society, so killing of all babies, unborn babies, is okay for some women, but then Mother Nature select healthy kids from unhealthy, those who will fit environment in difference from some mutants. So this is give Mother Nature its role, allow. So it is again with all this medical care, we got a huge problem of that we have so many degenerated people in our society, and then now we have these problems with high death rate from COVID, which is flu, and of course if you are a mutant, if you follow unhealthy diet, then you are in big danger. But again, Mother Nature try to make its job to select out the best people. Okay, it is nature. People die, and everybody has a personal responsibility to keep a healthy diet, to exercise, to be good. But again, if such selection is not supported of the fittest, we degenerate. I have a video on it that we are in big trouble now. Then now that we have overpopulation of people who are weak, stupid with low IQ and with very weak health. And this is a disaster. This is complete disaster. What is happening now is a complete disaster, and it is consequence of the wrong decisions what people did. Let's continue. Again, if animals themselves were grown in toxin-free food, then the meat and organs would be a rich source of nutrients, eliminating the need to consume fruits and vegetables. I was eating a lot of fruits and vegetables when I came to Thailand, because I also was zombified that fruits and vegetables have this fibers, and they have vitamins, and I got very severe psoriasis, and only when I moved completely to the carnivore diet, I removed, my skin got much better, and yet I have some maybe problem because all the consumption of unsaturated fatty acids is very bad, and you need years and years to remove it from your body. So it will take a long while, but better. Okay, then the protein diet for bodybuilders also includes dietary supplements for athletes to be advised to take every 3 hours for muscle growth. These are 3 tablets of amino acids, 10 tablets of beef liver. Beef liver is a source of vitamins and the source of nutrients, and the best source of nutrients. If you can eat regular beef liver, do it. Okay, it's again not about muscle growth, but of course it helps, but it also helps to keep your body healthy. Okay, then also digestive enzymes and additives that help to increase acidity of gastric juice before main meals were advised. So, and again, what I do, I don't take enzymes, but I'm thinking maybe I will include some natural enzymes. But what I take supplements of chlorides and potassium, sodium, and magnesium chlorides, and then so I get enough of chlorine, and then I add citric acid, and altogether it helps me to keep high acidity of my gastric juice. Okay, then following this diet, please keep in mind that it is designed to follow only 6 weeks, maximum 6 weeks. So it should be interrupted periodically by 5-day fasting and detoxification periods. Okay, this long before the research in 90s of the last century discovered the mechanism of autophagy of so-called self-cleaning of cells. Vince Gironda suggested interrupting muscle building regimes with 5-day detoxing period. Again, the bodybuilders were keeping mTOR high always so that to grow muscles, but then you need some time for autophagy, and at least that it could 2 days fasting. It is known that initiation of autophagy occurs after 36-48 hours of fasting for normal diet that include carbohydrates. But even with full adaptation to of your body to the ketogenic diet, autophagy can start already after 16 hours of fasting. However, autophagy reaches its maximum level after 36-48 hours, and then this is necessary. This is you see how Vince Gironda was smart person, absolutely smart person, and he demonstrated with his own body how can it be with no taking any steroids. Okay, during fasting only drinks with electrolytes are allowed, and on the third day some weak meat or bone broth is added to such drinks, and then fourth day some strong broth and sugar-free milk and egg pudding, and on the fifth day boiled eggs. And then no dietary supplements or vitamins are allowed during this entire 5-day detoxification. Vince noted that periodic detoxing is essential for health of the athlete entire body. So otherwise, then this malfunctioning organelles and misfolded proteins accumulate in the cells, and then you are losing metabolic rate. It is the same like accumulation of toxins. You need detoxing period in regular, make it regular autophagy. Again, Vince Gironda also suggested the maximum diet to prepare athletes for competition. It is only for a relatively short while. So the diet requires almost complete avoidance of carbohydrates and eating high protein meals every 3 hours. When carbohydrates are eliminated from the diet, the body is forced to use fat for fuel, so it is burning fat, and such fat adaptation dramatically reduces body fat deposit tissue, while ultimately leads to significant increase in muscle mass. In addition to avoiding high carb foods such as bread, pasta and potatoes, Vince also advised athletes to cut out all fruits, vegetables, salad greens and all dairy products. Why dairy products? Because they can have some amount of lactose, sugar. So it's even cheese, yogurt, milk and cottage cheese it should be excluded in preparation for competition. The only dairy products that can be used are butter and heavy cream. Fats and proteins from animal sources not only contain a complete set of necessary amino acids, but also contain high level of cholesterol, from which the athlete body produces testosterone. To improve protein digestion, Vince recommended to keep intake of an absolute minimum during intake of water intake, to reduce water intake during the meals, and then to refrain from coffee between meals. Okay, then it is quite a restrictive diet, but the result you see, you can check photo of Vince Gironda himself, and also even Arnold Schwarzenegger was following this diet, to get his performance. And contrary to popular beliefs that athletes often die young, it is not the case for old school bodybuilders. Moreover, old school bodybuilders who did not consume hormones and steroids lived on average 81 years, so the same as all population or a little bit more. Again, it is, as I said, it will not extend your life, but will keep you healthy. Also that this bodybuilders may sometimes, okay, they sometimes, other athletes sometimes die young from too high stress on the heart. It relates especially to professional cyclists, marathon runners, and football players. But among former bodybuilders over age of 50, there is no significant difference in mortality with the rest of population. Again, that's yeah, okay, then it is again after career is finished, mostly the bodybuilders shift to normal diet. I mean normal with combination of carbohydrates and proteins and fat, and then they lose the posture and they lose the physique, and of course it makes them the same like general population. And modern bodybuilders sometimes get breakouts during competition due to a sharp drop in blood pressure and low glucose levels, and insulin overdose may be the cause. Unfortunately, young people who are looking to build muscle mass quickly overuse hormones and drugs, and then can seriously harm their health. So we are talking about old school bodybuilders before the use of steroids. Okay, then as they age, most bodybuilders stop exercising and shift to high carb diet, and but there are some examples when athletes continue to train at the age of above 60 years and older. And for example, one bodybuilder of Chinese nationality, Xin Yang, continued to work out regular at the age of 72. He is on a high protein diet, and his diet contains chicken eggs and chicken breast, but also some cucumbers and tomatoes. Again, it is not perfect, but at least you see that it is high protein diet. He has normal blood pressure, normal blood lipids, and bone density, same like young person, and his physique is the envy of most 20-year-old men. He's absolutely perfect physique. He has absolutely perfect physique. There is you can click on the link, watch the videos in YouTube, and in 1998 he won the Asian Bodybuilders Championship, and his weight was then 68 kilo, and since then he has won numerous prizes in competition, and also other athletes are in great physical shape. In another video you can watch it. So, and they all follow low carbohydrate diet. Okay, this is a Chinese bodybuilders, and he is he is 70 years old, but there are video with 72. He is quite good shape. No, he is not taking senolytics, but just following protein diet and exercises, and he is in good shape. And this guy is like 56 or 58, and look, he has gray hair certainly, but his physique and his skin is perfect, and he just following protein diet and regular exercises. This guy is also like 58, close to 60. Okay, this transformation of professional bodybuilders with age can be not bad, so they're getting old, but they continue exercising, they continue to follow a high protein diet, and they're doing well. But there are different examples. Some people, even they continue exercises, but the transformation is big, because probably, I don't know exactly, but probably they shift from high protein diet to just normal diet, like advised by physicians. Also, they probably used steroids and hormones during time of his younger age, but now they just lost it. Another example, just in 3 years, transformation to quite good physique, but not bodybuilders. Okay, he lost all the muscle mass so quick, and very disappointing transformation is here. I don't remember the name of the guy, but you can click on the picture and get to the video. So this what unhealthy diet will make you to, will change you to. So how can we adapt the steroid-free diet for bodybuilders of the old school, suggested by Vince Gironda, to the life extension and rejuvenation program for the elderly? Again, as I said, to extend to rejuvenation is just next step. Next step. You have to use some different techniques, different supplements, but yet this diet can be adapted for better health. I believe this, my opinion, I believe that the first thing to do is to follow 16 to 8 intermittent fasting regime. That is, abstain from food, so fasting should be for at least 16 hours a day. And next step is to eat twice a day and skip protein shakes between the meals. So not following bodybuilders exactly, but because we need time of this autophagy. Every day it would be every day or a few times a week at least, and in addition to fasting for 2 days. And again, the problem again that as acidity of gastric juice is reduced in older age, some people complain that they cannot digest beef and red meat. So it goes to colon and produces toxins, and they feel not very well. So it is worth introducing digestive enzymes into the diet, as well increasing the acidity of gastric juice. As I said, maybe I take personally citric acid and increasing content of potassium, magnesium, and sodium chlorides, as well maybe to drink not so much during the meals. I cannot because it is so hot, and so I drink a lot of water. But okay, this is other question. So you know, if you watched my previous video, this dill seeds are good, and so I drink water with citric acid and with dills. It is quite good, tasting quite good, and so I drink, but because I eat a lot of this chlorides. But another way to improve protein absorption is to marinate the meat before cooking. In my youth, only tough meat with a lot of connective tissues was available in grocery stores, because I was grown in Siberia and in Soviet Union, and food was not available. So and then what I did, and when I got already grown a little bit and started to work, I was preparing mince meat for better protein absorption. Also, I was soaking meat in medical grade alcohol. This was good help. So it is, again, you can follow this, my experience. Okay, 2 days of marinating meat in alcohol with spices in the refrigerator made it tender and juicy enough for barbecue. So you can improve, you can buy cheap meat and convert it to good quality. Alcohol evaporates during cooking, and while this is a bit waste of money, the result is worth the cost. Yeah, so alcohol, again, if you use it for cooking, it is okay. Indeed, alcohol dissolves cell membranes in meat and softens connective tissue. The meat also becomes more tender when citric acid is added to the marinade. Not too much, but fish, I make a marinade for fish always with citric acid. I do not buy or use digestive enzymes, so I cannot give my opinion on them, but let me just say that in Thailand, poor people eat green papaya salad or regular with fish sauce. Papaya contains an enzyme called papain, which aids in digestion, and fish sauce contains digestive enzymes from the intestines of fish. I don't like the smell of fish sauce, but as it is made by fermenting small fish, but locals generously pour this sauce over their food. So it's again, in Thailand it's very common to use natural enzymes. But I regularly use a tincture of the waste products of wax moth larvae, so you maybe watch my video, that contains digestive enzymes of the larvae. I think we can use marinade also we use marinade from pickled ocean fish without removing the stomach and intestines, as fish sauce with digestive enzymes. So I make marinade. I make pickled fish, and then after I eat the fish, I use this marinade to stew the meat. Again, in my childhood, my parents bought pickled herring, in which was prepared from raw fish, and probably it was good help for digestion. And I already used such marinade, like I said, to stew meat in it. It tastes better this way. Again, it makes maybe meat more tasty and more gentle, tender. As I already said in my video for preparation of marinade, I use potassium and sodium chlorides in approximately equal proportions, but instead of malic acid I begin to use citric acid, and in future I will reduce the amount of black and long peppers in marinade, because I made it normally before very spicy, and I reduce it. And I feel much better since I stopped eating Thai food and started to cooking myself and sticking to the carnivore diet. Carnivore diet is the way to stay healthy. It's probably difficult for women to simplify recipes and stop preparing side dishes and salads for meat. I have even heard the opinion that meat does not go into the throat without side dish, without carbohydrates. It is wrong. Okay, it is wrong. It may make it may take some time to get rid of the old habits, and but I can only say that well-cooked meat does not require any garnish, any side dishes, any salad or anything. And if the meat is tough, then grind it and produce burgers and bake them in air fryer or in the oven, and add some ghee or butter. And then there is nothing tastier and healthier than such a dish, in my opinion. At one time I practiced cooking meat with sous vide method. Sous vide, it is a famous method. It takes time, but because it's cooking go at a temperature about 55-60 degrees centigrade, but meat prepared the sous vide technology especially tasty and healthy, especially. So if you want to get really tasty food, follow this method. Unfortunately, my thermostat now got broken, and I began to stew meat the usual way. Otherwise, I will try to cook meat and fish in the air convection oven with thermostat. So maybe, because this is a standard technique, so they use water with some thermostat in it, and keeping meat inside. So, and it is packed in vacuum, or you can buy very cheap thermostat like this. I used to have such one, but it got broken. There are many recipes for preparing meat and fish using sous vide method, and for those looking to improve the taste and quality of food, there is no better way but to use these recipes. You can buy a relatively inexpensive machine for vacuum packaging of plastic bags to pack pieces of meat or fish with spices in plastic film, in plastic bag, or to use ready-made bags with Ziploc. Also, it can be easy. Packing meat, and there are many videos on internet about this sous vide technology. Packing meat or fish in bags with marinade and spices is required to prevent drying in an air fryer or soaking in water when using the sous vide thermostat. Okay, those who prefer fried crust on cuts of meat and fish, they can use the air fryer after cutting meat into portions, or fry the pieces in a pan with a ghee. This is also a good idea. It's also convenient that food cooked in sealed bags without air inside does not change the taste during storage in the refrigerator. So you can cook many portions at once keep it in the refrigerator until use, and reheat it in microwave oven or in a pan with ghee. So up to you. This is again such type of air fryer I have, but and I used it to prepare meat, but it can be adapted for sous vide method, and or zip works. You can take. Eating once or twice a day does not lead to hunger cravings in people who are already adapted to ketogenic or carnivore diet. Even fasting for 2-3 days goes with no suffering from hunger. But some inconvenience arises when taking dietary supplements, if you follow not during the fasting but during this normal diet, the window 16 to 8. Some inconvenience because at morning and at evening I have to take some supplements, and therefore I additionally included raw starch powder, so it is resistant starch in my diet, and consume at least 15 grams with water in the morning and the same amount in the evening. This gives some volume in the stomach, so that capsules and pills of the medicine do not create high concentration when dissolved. And I believe that with prolonged fasting you can also maybe continue to use this resistant starch even if you are fasting for 2 days. Maybe not only electrolytes but electrolytes, but also resistant starch probably can be used. It's only improve your microbiome, only improve it, because again but you have to stop taking dietary supplements, medicine, and relax a little bit, not to go intensive physical activity. So, as I already noted in my videos, in old age it is necessary to switch to the carnivore diet with increased intake of protein, and the best source of protein is bird eggs. As to get the necessary vitamins, you need to consume liver, beef liver, and other internal organs of ruminants. Fatty ocean feed will provide your body with omega-3 fatty acids, and this acid not only increases the sensitivity of cells to insulin, but also reduces the production of insulin in the pancreas. Such a diet will not only improve your health and appearance, but also save time and money. Eggs, fish, and internal organs can be cooked using sous vide technology, can be very, very tasty, and it's only improved quality of the food. And otherwise fish can be marinated and pickled, and then use marinade for cooking meat, use for sous vide technology. And if your budget allows, you should also include beef and pork. Beef and pork in your diet, and chicken breasts are a budget source of protein, but they are not good in taste as beef and pork. So you decide, but actually as your digestion improves, you eat less food. Actually you eat less food, and you are saving money. Interesting, but you are saving quite a lot of money and time. Well, then transition to the carnivore diet can further improve the digestion of proteins, because your gastric juice will increase acidity, and your body will be adapted to live on proteins and animal fat, and then it will reduce amount of toxins entering your body from colon. As I explained about in video about autoimmune diseases, it will allow us to heal our body and to reduce the stress of the immune system, so that zombie cells will be destroyed by immune system more efficiently, and the level of toxins produced in tissues and blood plasma will decrease. Of course, it is not always so in older age, because if you have already high accumulation of zombie cells, then senolytics are the way to go. So you have to combine senolytics with this diet to keep your body and you keep your mood and healthy and strong. Also on such a diet, production of digestive enzymes and cells of the immune system improves, and so also with age other debris accumulates in the body. This is so-called advanced glycation end products, and from reaction of sugars with collagen. And if you eat less carbohydrates, you have this accumulation will slow down, and therefore stiffness of the extracellular matrix, connective tissues and blood vessels so if you eat carbohydrates, then stiffness is increasing and you die from this stiffness, and as I explained in previous video. And then you have this migration of macrophages in tissues to destroy zombie cells not going, as well as migration of stem cells to replace dead or damaged cells becomes very difficult. So it has to be understood that the rate of accumulation of glycation products, these advanced glycation products, decreases with decrease in blood glucose level. Yeah, so it is again very important, but you have to maybe combine it with dill seeds extract or something like this. As explained earlier, autophagy is undoubtedly very important for extending lifespan. If damaged cells, organelles, and defective proteins are not removed quickly, then their accumulation will lead to even greater damage. Yeah, and ultimately the cell will die by apoptosis, and you're lucky if it is apoptosis, not getting converted to cancer cells. And the accumulation of damaged mitochondria is especially dangerous, and considering that recycling accumulated waste take place in lysosomes, the efficient operation is extremely important. Unfortunately, the digestion of the waste in lysosomes slows down with age of the cell, because some substances can accumulate in lysosomes that cannot be digested by enzymes in lysosomes. For example, oxidized polyunsaturated fatty acids. Okay, this is we cannot consume. If they are oxidized already, they get in the enzymes cannot digest them, so they accumulate. And also lipoproteins from this already oxidized polyunsaturated fatty acids and proteins, and it is accumulates. And then the common name for such garbage is lipofuscin. It builds up in your cells as you age, and in doing so it makes a lot of problems. And lysosomes swell and become ineffective. And when lipofuscin accumulates in macrophages, it is especially dangerous. They degenerate into foam cells and die. This was I was explaining in my video about the atherosclerosis, how it happens because of consumption of this polyunsaturated fatty acids from seed oils. In this case, the release of when lipofuscin accumulates in macrophage cells, they degenerate into foam cells and die. They die, get destroyed. In this case, the release of pro-inflammatory cytokines occurs, and then it's all the problems, chronic inflammation. Then it's absolute, and atherosclerosis. This is why we have atherosclerosis, or people have atherosclerosis. The most promising approach is to use some new, more powerful enzymes. A natural place to look for such enzymes is bacteria and fungi. In particular, these can be those bacteria and fungi that live in the intestines of the wax moth larvae. As explained in my video previously, such enzymes provide a reduction in blood pressure and reduction of removing of scars after myocardial infections after myocard after stroke or after then in my understanding, again, it is not my information, it was checked in Russia starting from 30s of last century and up to 60s. So it was supported by Russian government, such research. Even it was not a big pharma. So people in Russia, at least medicine was working, and people and the physicians and other medical professionals, they tried to help people. So this again, I cannot say much about the physicians in Soviet Union, because In Soviet Union, it was not so bad actually. It was not business. It was not business. People just, physicians just didn't understand. But if they understand, if such information was available, then they were trying their best. They were trying their best. It is not like that now. It is absolutely not like now. And then what is the idea? If I consume this tincture, then the tincture, these enzymes can enter lysosomes of macrophages, because behind this layer of in our guts, the epithelium layer of in our guts, a lot of macrophages. Macrophages, they are seeking from some foreign substances, and if they have this enzyme, they just get it and take it to lysosome, because normally all what they consume, the macrophages, they get into lysosomes. But if these enzymes are getting to lysosome of the macrophages, then macrophages may migrate from intestine to inflamed tissues along the lymphatic system, and they may, what is happening, they may destroy collagen fibers in there. If you have inflammation somewhere and you have some collagen accumulation, then a macrophage is coming and eat this collagen in the inflamed zone, and eat this collagen, and so that cross-linked products of collagen glycation can be destroyed this situation. This is my idea. So again, in publications that they are looking for some ferments to destroy these collagen glycation products, but you can destroy the collagen itself if it is in inflamed zone. So the macrophages come and eat this collagen and destroy it, and then instead of this old collagen, new collagen will be generated. So it is okay. And I think it works such way, because it is a medical fact that if you consume these tinctures, then tissues will just be removed from this excessive amount of collagen. Okay, then what we have, the elasticity of muscle tissue and blood vessels improving, and myself, I observe a gradual decrease in my blood pressure in a relaxed stage, I mean, when I'm morning or evening, and then this pressure dropped from 120 to 80 to 160, and even some days 90 to 50 millimeters of mercury, while slowing down the pulse rate from 60 to 50 beats per minute. In my opinion, it may indicate some improvement in the elasticity of the cardiac aorta. Why? Because, again, the high elasticity of the aorta is damping the sharp pressure peaks during the contraction of the heart muscles and slow down the pulse rate, so that it is again also elasticity of the capillaries may be improved. So it is, I have that my heart works more slow, and it is working more efficient, and I believe that it also contributes. Of course, the improvement of elasticity of blood vessels and heart muscles should occur in the first phase, but perhaps over time it will come to increase to skin elasticity, especially if we combine the intake of extracts from gotu kola and dill seeds with the intake of the enzymes tincture, what I'm now doing. So, okay, but it will take time. I just started, and it will take time, maybe 3 months, I think, too short, maybe a year, but let's see how it works. And also heavy metal ions can be considered as a garbage, which also accumulates in our body with age, and extract from wax moth larvae contains not only enzymes but also some proteins which have ability to chelate such ions. Chelate and not chelate. Chelation is a method to removing heavy metals and toxins. So, however, most efficient method is to replace up to 50% of blood plasma with albumin solution. It is standard procedure. I was discussed it previously. And then content of toxins and heavy metals in the blood is approximately will be halved. and cyclical repetition of this procedure will help to detox the body, and it works. It is established technology, but problem is that in difference from mice are getting rejuvenated with such technology. Humans not. So we need some little bit more heavy. It is also indication that in humans the rejuvenation, or I mean this degeneration of the body is because of accumulation of this advanced glycation products. Okay, this also because elastin is getting destroyed, and I was explaining this before, and I think it is a way, again, it is a way to rejuvenate your body if you will combine both. If you will combine senolytics, healthy diet, and together with some this dill extract or some substances which may ignite production of elastin. And together with this tincture which has enzymes, and these enzymes will help our macrophages to destroy collagen, which is cross-linked by glucose. So it is a little bit complicated. So the procedure of rejuvenation a little bit complicated. It is again, if you follow just carnivore diet, it will not give you rejuvenation, but you will live longer and you will be more healthy, it's for sure. But again, you need some more steps to get to rejuvenation, and then probably you can, your lifespan cannot be limited, will be not it's almost eternity. Okay, then again, this technology of plasma substitution exists. I didn't try it, of course. The cost is very high, and it is beyond my budget. But as I said in previous video, it doesn't help much. It is just detoxing of the body. And another way, which more affordable, it is regular sauna visits. Can help to remove toxins from the body and from the skin, especially because skin is literally washed out by the sweat. Okay, then you can read. Okay, then again, I repeat quite much of information which I already presented earlier, but since some of my channel visitors might not have watched the old videos, I believe that repetition will be useful. Also, it is structuring this knowledge in my head better. This is why I do all these videos. It is, again, sorry it's long, but if you are interested in rejuvenation, you have to understand that it is multi-step process. You have to do it in steps. So we can adapt the protein diet for athletes, for elderly. This is one step, and combine it with physical activity, and then we will have maintain health. And again, with the use of senolytics and stenostatics, and with some medications and natural extracts, will slow down and possibly reverse the loss of elasticity of the skin, blood vessels, and other tissues. This will be real rejuvenation. And we cannot rely on the dietary supplements, extract. So again, you have to do it little bit more. So if it is not only a pill or extract, so you have to do it, you have to really work. Physical exercises, diet change, and without proper diet, without periods of self-cleaning, of self-autophagy, and without physical activity, it is impossible to stop aging, in my opinion. Okay, but so it will take some efforts and financial cost, but to slow down the aging and to get rejuvenation. But the result is worth it. Okay, you feel yourself young. You feel yourself so that your lifespan, you can live forever, and it is a big motivation for you. And then you also understand that your health improved, your immune system improved. You are not scared of all this panic propaganda that COVID and lockdowns and everything. So again, everything what is happening out nowadays, it is all directed to make us sick. And to make big money for pharmaceutical companies, and also keep us under control. and it has nothing common with health, nothing common. It is destroying of our society. But again, we just came to such situation. We came to such situation. I was discussing that we have so many degenerated mutants. We have these people who wish to control other people. They're sick people, okay? And we came to this situation naturally, and what will be in few years, I don't know, but again, it is destruction also, the decay of the religion, because people are afraid to die from flu with probability to survive like 99.98%. It's unbelievable. I am Christian, I'm not afraid of to die. I extend my lifespan not because I'm afraid to die, it is science. It is, I want to make such achievements. And also it is fun, it is also fun, so I don't understand the people. Okay, then this is again only for informational purposes. I express my opinion, and maybe I use some pictures. I always try to give the link, so you can click on download presentation, click on the link and to get to the source. And but I have no money, no financial benefit from posting this video, поэтому then I do not violate patent law, therefore, and I do it for myself. Remember that I do it for myself because it helps me to structure information in my head and to understand better what should I do. And I'm physicist, not physician, so I cannot give any medical advice or consultations and discuss this material with your physician. I will never do it. I never trust physician. I never trust medical professionals. Only few. I follow only few such very honest physicians who understand it, and who themselves follow this carnivore diet, and themselves they keep very healthy diet and a very healthy lifestyle, and they look great, and they also look great, okay? Because again, doctor, heal yourself. And if some doctor who is obese and sick, and he is giving you advice on what to do, it's funny. It's funny. It's how you can trust such people? You can trust only those people who show own body and age that healthy. So then you can look some bodybuilders who are in age of 72 and 70 and even age of 84, yet continue to be healthy and strong. This advice of such people I will follow because I see the result. This is what I want to tell you, that to think and to don't trust to official propaganda. Official propaganda is not for your own interests. Okay, then if you was patient enough to watch this video, a long video, and thank you, subscribe, put likes and comments and share information. Your support much appreciated. Again, I hope to see some questions, but interesting questions, not some boring. And as I said, I have no financial support from this, no financial profit from this, and so also such situations that I get some more information, but we are almost I got quite good knowledge and in it, so I see on myself how it works, and of course it will take time. I started my program not long ago, about a year ago, and I made a lot of mistakes because this information is unavailable. But I share my experience. I share my experience with you, and you can follow if you want. So, or otherwise, be a vegetarian or follow this advice of people who recommend you to eat more fruits and vegetables. It is all up to you. It is your life, your responsibility to be healthy or not. So again, people, if some doctor give me such advice, I always think medical care is business. Business to keep people sick, and only a few doctors can be trusted, and especially you cannot trust young people because they have no experience. And if it is old professional, look how he looks. I mean, look his appearance. And if he's healthy and strong and shares his experience, his knowledge, then it will be okay. I'm myself 64 this year, and inside I feel quite good. Not as yeah, but problem is that when you getting older than 64, 65, or even 60, then the speed, the rate of degeneration is increasing. So your life will be over after 60. Yeah? If you will not follow some technique to extend your healthy life, to extend your life span. And this is what I'm doing now. And it looks like it works. I'm quite satisfied, but yet a lot to do. Okay? Have a wonderful day. Ciao.